Hello everyone, this is just a YouTube video just to update you on what's been cracking off here in the UK. As you may be aware, they seem to be falling into line with other European countries and essentially imposing martial law starting actually today or on Monday, depending on where you live in the country. Apparently the army has now been mobilised, and I assume that checkpoints will be set up, all because of this alleged coronavirus problem. And some of you have probably read as much as I have about the facts of the matter, such as that it was used as an example test in a tabletop exercise in October 2019, and that it appears that if you study the data about the virus from laboratories, that it's actually not really that much different to other coronaviruses, which are very common. I laid all of this out in a leaflet that I produced a couple of days ago, which I've posted on checktheevidence.com. I'll put links in the description. And I had an urge to do this while my sister was visiting, and she and I had had some quite enjoyable conversations, but the evening after I was speaking to her, I had quite a restless night and had the urge to put this leaflet together, because I felt that things were going to happen intuitively, and a couple of days later that is what happened. So the leaflet has all the facts in, and based on articles that I've been reading and much of the research of others, and I've tried to just lay out the case in a clear and understandable way. And at this point I'm feeling quite anxious and not optimistic about the immediate future, because the government's legislation that's been announced, which I'll also include a link to in the description, or an article about it I should say, is rather disturbing to say the least. In fact, I'd go so far as to agree with the adjective of terrifying, which is used in the title of the article below. So this really is just a video to make you aware of that. I don't know how things are going to unfold. These measures that they have brought in or are bringing very, very soon are meant to last only until the 5th of April. But what the reaction will be and what happens during that time, of course, is anybody's guess. It seems to be a fact that they've crashed most of the economies around the world, and so many businesses have sort of gone bankrupt overnight. So taking that into account as well, we are seemingly in a new uncharted territory, which of course is territory which is ripe for the imposition of this new world order, as was described in this Rockefeller document from 2010, with a very similar scenario to what seems to be unfolding now. So I know some of you, or many of you, are probably in the same situation, with schools closing, universities closing up and stuff, and lots of things being cancelled, all under the guise of keeping people isolated and quarantined. And of course many of them are just going to be plugged into the mainstream to get the updates on to when this situation is going to change, rather than finding out what's really behind it all. So I have heard, for example, that Trump, I've been following a little bit of the QAnon talk about Trump, for example, being really a good guy and opposing all this new world order stuff, and that's why he's formed his own power base and stuff like that. Personally, I don't know what to make of those rumours. Are they true? I don't know. Trump, of course, is a very divisive character, and he seems to be in some ways his own man, but he also seems to be influenced quite easily. So I really don't know what to make of Trump overall, and therefore I feel that discussion about what Trump has been doing doesn't particularly make me feel any more optimistic about the current situation or the near future. So that's really all I wanted to say, other than I've had some changes in personal circumstances here nothing to do with the coronavirus or anything like that, but that's made some things a little more awkward for me. But okay, we're coping here. So really, that's probably all I wanted to say, and just talk to the subscribers. I don't post very often, and I encourage you to read this leaflet that I made and maybe print some copies. I'm probably going to go around today and post a few copies through letterboxes, and I don't know what effect that will have, but I'm not optimistic for the future, as I say, for things like censorship and being targeted for not following government narratives, and many of those ideas which we've all read about and seen in fictional stories and of various kinds. And are we now approaching that scenario more closely? I don't know. So let's try and remain optimistic. There are some good people out there, and I hope they can see through this scam for what it is and what it means, and maybe there will be good changes after the ones at the moment which don't seem terribly positive. So I wish you all well. I hope to post again before too long. I'm not like signing off or anything like that. I'm not going to go and hide under a rock. I'll still be here, and the website will remain active and stuff. So thank you very much for listening, and we shall have to see what happens over the next few days and weeks. And take care, and just bye-bye for the moment.